بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي وسلم على رسوله الكريم سيدنا ونبينا وشفيعنا وحبيبنا وسندنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم اللهم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. Recite Durud Sharif, brothers and sisters. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Sayyidina Muhammadin wa barik wa sallim. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم اللهم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. وقال الله تعالى وإذ قال لقمان لابنه وهو يعظه يا بني لا تشرك بالله إن الشرك لظلم عظيم. صدق الله مولانا العظيم وصدق رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله الله أكبر ولله الحمد. Honorable respected brothers, sisters, ulama kiram, hufaz kiram, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. MashaAllah, everyone seems to be quite awake. And if you're not, just remember, in 2.5 weeks' time, was it 2 weeks' time? 2.5 weeks' time, school's over again. Holiday is over. Yeah? So get into the habit of waking up early again, if you're not already in that habit. Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy and wise. Makes your brains work better. You miss Fajr Namaz and your brains are not working properly. You're still in a bit of a daze. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us to get up for Fajr Salah every day with our families, inshallah. And sometimes we say, no, I can't get up. How am I going to get up for Fajr Salah? My children, they can't get up. If your house is on fire, what are you going to do? You say, no, my child can't get up. Let the house burn with my child in it. No, we'd never do such a thing. Subhanallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Brothers, move forward. Don't feel shy. I don't bite. I promise you, especially humans. I love a steak, but definitely not humans. Come on, brothers. Don't feel shy. Move forward. I put some itar also, so I smell nice. Come forward, brothers. Come forward. It makes it easier for the brothers coming in after you. Otherwise, they see a gap, they jump over you, they kick you in the ear, and then on Eid day, Eid Salah time, you are cursing someone. It shouldn't be the case. And remember that also on the day of Jumu'ah also. So, my dear respected brothers and sisters, today I want to discuss with you 8 very, very salient points. And I want you to take this away with you. This is something that benefits every single one of us, whether you are young, whether you are 3, 4, 5, 6 years old, whether you are 30, 40, 50, 80, even going on to 100. Anyone going on to 100 here? Shakil, how old? No. Not there yet. Okay. Right, so Alhamdulillah, we find that in the 21st juz of the Quran, Allah Ta'ala names a chapter of the Noble Quran, a surah of the Noble Quran, after a black Abyssinian slave. Not necessarily a prophet of Allah Ta'ala, but a black Abyssinian slave. Now why do I say a black Abyssinian slave? Because if it's someone mentions something that a slave said this, then sometimes we don't take this into account. But Allah Rabbul Izzati wal Jalal gives this man such honor, such respect, that Allah Ta'ala not only does He highlight the points that this man, Luqman ibn Aqda ibn Sa'dun, what he says to his son, giving him advice, but over and above that, Allah Ta'ala names this chapter after him, and this chapter is Surah Luqman. Yes. So Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala makes mention, وَإِذْ قَالَ لُقْمَانُ لِابْنِهِ. And when Luqman the wise, Luqman the wise, Luqman al-Hakim, as we may know him, لِابْنِهِ وَهُوَ يَعِدُ, when he was speaking to his son, advising him. First and foremost, when we speak to our children, do we speak to them on an advisory level, or do we speak to them in a way that is honoring them, motivating them, or do we speak to our children at times where we are dehumanizing them or demotivating them? So Allah Ta'ala loved the way that Luqman, you know who was this man? He was such a slave that his master said to him one day, see that sheep there, take it, go and slaughter it, and bring me the two best pieces from there. Bring me the two best pieces to enjoy from there. He does the slaughter and he comes back. He comes back with two things, the first being the heart and the second being the tongue. Maybe that's where people get the idea of eating ox tongue from. Anyone eaten it here? No one? No? Too early. How many of you are going to do Qurbani today? Can I see a show of hands, please? MashaAllah, the numbers are increasing. Inshallah, next year, our brother Shehzad, we just spoke to him yesterday. Inshallah, hopefully we'll try and arrange something where we can all go out somewhere and do the Zubah, inshallah. For those of you that have sent, especially with myself, lots of people have sent, we'll be slaughtering at least, currently, in India alone, we'll be doing about 120 cattle we will be slaughtering there and distributing that meat to those that are in need in 3 different parts of India. But khair, those of you that have sent there, how many have you done locally? At least one you should do. So first, your children can learn. Secondly, you can also eat from the meat. Thirdly, you can share with the relatives. And fourthly, you can give to those that are in need. Alhamdulillah, this year we've had more people contact us saying that, you know what, we are going to make Zubah, we are going to make Udhiyya, we are going to make Qurbani, and we want to share some of this meat with our needy brothers and sisters here in Leicester. And subhanAllah, there are many people that are in big need. Yeah? Don't think that the benefit system is a great thing and people earn lots of money. If you only knew and see what universal credit has done to people, Allahu Akbar, you'd cry. Honestly, we see it on a regular basis. Yeah? It's not like before, where people used to sit at home and make loads of money. Yeah, I don't know how they used to make loads of money, being on benefits, but khair, it's no more like that. So khair, he brought back, Luqman, the slave, brings back for his master the heart and the tongue, and the master eats it, he enjoys it. After some time, he tells Luqman again, he says, you know what, there's another sheep there, take it, slaughter it, and bring me back the two worst parts of it. Bring me back the two worst parts of the sheep. What do you think he brought back? The heart and the tongue. So the master asks Luqman that, you know, I asked you for the best, you brought me the heart and tongue. I asked you for the worst, you bring me the heart and tongue. He says that the reason for this is that if the heart and the tongue is taken care of, it's looked after, is nurtured, and it's in such a way that you are mindful of what goes in the heart and what comes out of the tongue, then you'll find it is the best organ that you can have. If your heart is free from any sort of malice and jealousy and hatred and all the other maladies of the heart, you'll be happier inside. And when you speak, as one wise man said, he says, I never ever regretted being silent. But there was many a times I regretted opening my mouth. So he says, if it's nurtured, then the mouth will speak that which is good. So he says, okay, and what about the bad? The master asked Luqman. So Luqman says that if the heart is not looked after, if the heart becomes contaminated with evil, with bad, then that heart will only hold that which is bad. And when it holds that which is bad, then you suffer yourself first of all, spiritually, and at the same time, that effect goes to those people around you. Be it your family members, be it your parents, be it your children, be it your siblings, be it people in your employment, in your workplace, be it in your social circle, wherever it may be, and your tongue. Subhanallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us His tongue, through which we can recite the noble Quran so beautifully. Yet this very same tongue that will say Allahu Akbar, la ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, wa lillahi alhamd, has so much of pride and arrogance when it speaks. That the attitude that comes out from this tongue, it is denying and defying what you have said in praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You know, our salah that we read, when you put your forehead on the ground, the lowest position a person can go to in front of his Creator, it should make us humble people. not people of arrogance, not people of attitude, irrespective of who our family lineage is, or what our wealth is, or what our knowledgeable position is. Subhanallah. So we look at four things that Luqman alayhi salam, Luqman ibn Sa'dun, the slave, Abyssinian slave, he says four things you must be conscious about. He says another two things that you must never ever mention. Don't ever mention these things ever. Yeah, these are things you omit, you erase, you forget about. And there's two things you never ever forget. Two things you remember, two things you don't forget. Now, from the four things, he says that you must always be conscious about. Luqman is advising his son. He says to his son, "Oh my beloved son, when you perform salah, take care of your heart." When we perform salah, when we say Allahu Akbar, takbir tahrima, we start our salah, and then where are we in our mind? I remember when we were studying in madrasa, and sometimes if a student, was daydreaming, the ustad would immediately ask, say, "Bhai, where you going to? Where you going to?" So sometimes the student is going on a fishing trip, sometimes he's eating, sometimes he's, I wish I was still in bed and resting. He used to always ask us these things. And he used to always ask, and in a way that to remind us that, you need to come back to the lesson. Brothers, there's no space here. Can we all move forward, please? The last stuff is almost full already. Brothers, please move forward. There's space on this side here. Is there space inside the room there also? No? Okay, so brothers can move forward. Nizam, brothers that are here in the front, move forward, please. Brothers, come on, move forward. Kitchen also, there's space there. The Akhni biryani is not ready yet. Animal is still walking around. So he says, when you are performing salah, then take care of your heart. Where are you in your salah? Are you thinking, right, today is Eid day, I can't wait for Maulana Lockhart, I hope he finishes up quickly, I hope he doesn't read a long ayah, I hope he doesn't make those long du'as that he makes. People ask me this, especially Ramadan. Maulana, how long is your dua going to be? Sometimes you get happy and think, oh, maybe they really want a nice long dua. Meanwhile, Maulisa, we go to eat quickly because just now it's going to be Sehri time over. No Sehri time, subhanAllah. As a matter of fact, the sunnah is the first thing to eat on the day of Eid. Eid-ul-Adhaa is from meat from the Qurbani animal. Bichara, we go home and we eat meat that was slaughtered a couple of weeks ago. Has been marinated a couple of weeks ago. And has been sitting there and just going to wait home and go home and hope the sky holds up till you can get your barbecue lit. So you can update your status and say, this barbecue is lit. MashaAllah. Enjoy it, please. Your salah, don't be wandering everywhere. So someone said to Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, that when I'm reading my salah, how do I remember, to be conscious of Allah Ta'ala? And this is a question many of us have, that when I'm reading my salah, I can't concentrate. Subhanallah. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, if I'm not mistaken, it was Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam who said this. If it wasn't him, may Allah Ta'ala forgive me. He says that remember death. Remember death. Think of that time where you are going to die. And then there will be your family members crying around you. And the doctor will come and he will check your pulse and see there is no pulse. And then he will issue a death certificate. And then you will be taken and put into a freezer. All on your own, wrapped up in a few sheets which will never keep you warm. And then from there you'll be taken out and 5-6 people will be standing there giving you a bath, washing your private parts. Doing things for you that you did for yourself your whole life. And then they are going to shroud you, and then they're going to take you to your home, and you're going to see your home for the very last time. You're going to see all your family members that are around you, and you can see that they're all crying, and they're all tearing, and then in the corner you can probably hear some people that are laughing and gossiping. Does this not happen at funerals nowadays? You go to the janazah, you go to the qabristan, and there's always a bunch of guys talking about football, another bunch of guys talking about cricket, and another bunch talking about how to make the dollars or the pounds. Well, the pound is weak apparently. It's going to almost the same as the euro. No, I'm not your financial advisor, especially on a Sunday morning. But this is what we find at janazah.